Hi, I'm Clark.
And I'm Emily.
On sailing vessel Temptress.
We live aboard this antique boat currently in the Dominican Republic, and this is what the last 30 days has looked like for us.
Hi, I'm Emily.
And I'm Clark.
We opted out of a typical American life to live more independently, frugally, and off the grid.
We currently travel the world aboard our antique sailboat named Temptress.
Each month, we sit down to tell you where we are, what we're doing, share the best and worst moments, answer questions, and tell you exactly how much it costs us to live this life.
This is our adventure log for September 2021. Well, the weather changes here all the time. It's getting cooler, it's getting nicer, and we're getting rain. During the summer here, it's very dry, but we're getting some rain now, so we're able to use our awning to collect some water, which is nice.
And it's cooler in the morning, so we're getting up earlier to do more projects, which we need to do before we leave here. Winches need to be cleaned and serviced. There's varnishing that needs to be done. There's just so many things. We got some ceiling leaks that we have fixed that we're now going to fix the ceiling. We've got a lot of supplies around the boat, and we're coming to you from the forward cabin of the boat, which is normally full of band equipment and camera equipment.
It has been this deep for the last 6 months.
Very terrible. So we finally cleaned it out today. Yesterday, I guess, a couple days ago, something like that. So we've got it cleaned out. We've got a new place to hang out and get a little bit more organized as we finish some projects. So,
well, what projects have we done?
we've been working on, you want to talk about BBMS?
The number one project for me is this BBMS thing. I've got new boards ordered from China. These will be the ones that hopefully, if I got it right, will go up to 48 volts, 24 volts, 12 volts. Also, it'll be way more accurate, something called its digital to analog, or no, analog to digital converter is really, really a lot better. But the software will be the same, and we're testing the software mostly on my friend's boat, and it's running pretty darn good. It's a pretty good system.
You have someone coming to get one soon.
Yeah, we have one of our patrons just really, really wants one really bad. They're leaving this year, and they said, well, we want to take a vacation in the Dominican Republic and come and visit you and pick one up. I said, sure, fine.
Yep. So he's got a deadline to get it all.
Yeah, definitely have to have a good, solid one ready for him.
At least one of them. One of our projects has been making a project list. All the things that we need to get done before we leave here. So it's quite robust. Some things are little, some things are big, some things involve a Gantt chart of having to do this before we do this, before we do this. So we're getting that all updated.
We hauled the dinghy out and scraped off every little barnacle residue with a angle grinder and a wire brush and painted it with anti-foul paint. I kind of, I wanted that for here because it's such a bad growth area, but it's so bad I don't even know if the anti-fouling paint will work. But anyway, we did it. So.
And we think we will start hauling our dinghy up maybe once a week to help with the growth, because it just happens really fast here, and it slows down the dinghy, and that was a lot of work to haul it out. So I don't want to do that again.
Each time we've done this, before we do this, the dinghy will not even think about planing. It's like that thick. It's just ridiculous.
Speaking of dinghies, my dinghy that I built that I need to finish the series for, I took it out sailing last week, and I busted it. The mast step wasn't as secure as it should have been, and it sheared off, and the mast went down and cracked the seat, and so I've got some repair that I need to do on that, unfortunately.
But it'll be fine when it's done.
Yep. We'll use some screws, some mechanical fasteners, rather than just the thickened epoxy. Yeah, it'll be good. So I guess that's about it for projects. What about daily life?
Well, one of the reasons we've done so few projects is this has been the worst year for sickness. I mean, I'm really glad we came to the DR because the medicine's good here. I had a bad passing of a kidney stone. I have these now and again. You wouldn't want, if you don't know what it feels like, honestly, you don't want it. This is like the worst pain a human could go through. This is the second worst one I've ever had, and we called a cab and went right to the hospital. Got very good treatment. They're very free with their pain drugs here, which was nice in that situation. Gave me some good drugs to dissolve it, and it seemed to clear it right up. And the total bill was $6.50.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
I I went through this once in the United States, and the bill was $6,000. And they really didn't do anything except to give me some IVs, and they insisted on a CAT scan. I think because their machine wasn't busy.
But it wasn't 1,000 times better.
No, it wasn't 1,000 times. They didn't give me as good drugs. I was still in very excruciating pain. This time, he prescribed well, and yeah. I like the doctors here.
Yeah. In addition to keeping you healthy, we have put the band on pause for a little while so we can just get organized and do more stuff. Just another 10 hours a week or so that we have to work on things that we're supposed to be working on. I've been designing some games. You've been working on your inventions. What else have we been doing? We had some friends over for dinner the other day, which is something we haven't done in quite a while.
Yep.
We had a picnic in our dinghy out in the middle of the blue water.
Nice. Yeah, it's very green here, but the water's not very beautiful blue. So we took our dinghy out and anchored it in a place outside of the bay. It was a very calm day. Basically, we were in the ocean, and the water was beautiful blue. So we're going to do that more often.
Yeah,
that was
drop
really
the
quite
anchor,
nice.
have a picnic. I got out and scraped some of the bottom off, which was kind of fun. Got a little bit. Oh, I've got paint on my hands. I just realized paint from the dinghy yesterday. So lots of projects to do. Should we talk about the budget?
Well, we always do. Emily, tell us about the budget.
Budget. Alrighty, time for the monthly budget. We've been doing these monthly budgets for a few years now, maybe even more than a few years. And just want to give you a quick disclaimer about things that have changed since the very first time we started doing the budget. Now that we have a YouTube channel, we have a lot more YouTube expenses, including camera equipment and tripods and all kinds of stuff that we no longer include in our expenses every month. Clark has some inventions he's been working on with lots of little parts shipped in all the time. I started doing this board game design thing, which is sort of a jobby that's paying for itself, and because all those things have an income attached to them and sort of come out in the wash, we exclude them. But our budget will still continue to contain things that like our food and drink and shelter and those sorts of things that help us live month to month. So that's what we're looking at. This month, in the month of September, we spent $347 on food and drink. That included $231 in groceries, $98 on restaurants, $18 in wine and alcohol outside of restaurants. Then we had $67 in furnishings, including some little organizational things that we bought, and I think some candles. Our phone bill was $40, our water was $46, our mooring was $60, our health care was just under $90. That includes our health insurance for both of us and a few little prescriptions that Clark needed this month for his kidney stone issue. Entertainment included one new percussion instrument that I bought this month and our streaming services for Spotify and Netflix. I bought a new pair of sunglasses this month to replace some old ones, and we spent about $50 shipping various things in from the United States with all our Amazon packages. So that brings our total for the month to about $775. Our monthly expenses, the average monthly expense year to date is $1184, and our total expenses for all of 2021 so far are $10,656 US. That's it for the budget this month. Back to you guys. All right, so that's the budget for the month. What was the worst part of this month?
The kidney stone.
Yes, the kidney stone.
Yeah, pretty bad pain.
What was the best part of the month?
Well, what was the best? What's your best part of the month?
We have a new room.
Yeah, the boat is now this
Boat got
much
bigger.
And I was surprised. We had so much stuff in here. Emily said, I'm going to put it all away somewhere else. I thought, no hope. You know, a lot of this is stuff we've accumulated. The big amplifier PA and speaker for the band and stuff. Well, it turns out we've eaten a lot of food, and she put a lot of things where the food used to be. So
Yeah, this is now all band equipment. I don't know where we're going to put the food, though.
Yeah. Up here, piled up.
We need to stock up on food soon. Yep.
That's actually how we used to do it long ago.
Yeah.
We had like netting, and we would just fill this area with food. And then you ate your way into a clean room.
Sure. We got hammocks. We got all kinds of space for food. We'll fill it up. All right. In terms of intentional living, which we haven't talked about in a little while, we are trying to get off our phones. We've become kind of like inside hermit people. And
When we got sick, we just kind of started doing this a lot. Got to get up and do things more. Not cerebral things, but physical things.
Yes, and get our vitamin D. We painted the dinghy the other day, and I got very dark very quickly in
Yeah, her back is lobster
one day.
red.
Yeah, so I need to get little bits of sun rather than big bouts of sun. Once in a while. As for live stream this month, we are going to take a break, so we will not be coming to you live from YouTube tomorrow, but we were going to use that time to talk to some of our patrons on our Patreon page. So one of those extra perks of being one of our patrons. So you can check out the link. If you aren't already a member, you can join there and connect with us that way. Good time to send us a message, absolutely. And I think that's it, probably for this month.
Sure.
Yeah, and we'll talk to you next month. Bye-bye.
When we met, we knew that we did things differently, but with no regrets, both living life authentically. So we packed up this antique boat to make a life upon the sea. For the worse and for the better, to live a life full of adventure. Emily and Clark's adventure.